A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the Friday edition of the show. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Well, we're still in the season of the World Cup. Africa has recorded its first win, courtesy of the Teranga Lions' victory over Qatar, the host country, and of course the host country, Qatar, on the brink of elimination from the tournament. We'll talk about all of that. Before we came into the studio, it was halftime in the game between England and the United States of America. We'll see what happens as the show goes on. We will monitor what is going on right there. And of course, we'll talk about all the things happening in the World Cup. It's going to be a feast of football. Tomorrow is loaded. Sunday is loaded as well. We'll see what's going to happen. We'll start seeing teams picking their spots in the next round and teams dropping off. It all started with 32. At some point, we're going to be left with 16. That's the nature of the World Cup all for you. And so that's it. And also, we'll try to give you a slice of volleyball on the show tonight. Usually, I'm not alone on the show. My colleague, Austin Okonagman, of course, joins me as we take this trip together. So when he's ready, he'll join me and we will do this together. All right, while we wait for Austin to join in, let's just start it off with volleyball on the show tonight. We've been monitoring what's been happening with the volleyball league in Nigeria. So let's just start the show tonight with that. Let's talk about volleyball. Logistics Spikers Volleyball Club and Offa Volleyball Club have emerged champions in the men and women's category at the 2022 Legacy Interclub and Intercity Championship held at the Indoor All National Stadium in Surulere, Lagos. Logistics Spikers, owned by the Nigerian Air Force, rallied back from losing the first game to defeat Legacy Volleyball Club in the pulsating men's final. Of course, they won that game 3-1, while Offa Volleyball Club defeated Elite Volleyball Club 3-1 to win the women's final. Logistics Spikers and Offa Volleyball Club earned 1 million naira each, while Legacy Volleyball Club and Elite Volleyball Club got 500,000 naira each. Chairman of the organizing committee, that's Kaude Ladele, has expressed satisfaction with the standard and quality displayed by the participating teams during the week-long championship. Let's quickly listen, show you some highlights, and also listen to some reactions from that tournament. We'll come back for more on Sports Tonight.
That is the first major championship in 2022. We have won in the previous year, but for this 2022, this is the first major. Next target is to go beyond this and see to what I can do, possibly to introduce them to higher game, beyond the shore of this continent. And that's my plan, that's my prayer.
Several times we've seen there is Volleyball World Cup going on, but Nigeria is not represented. Rather, I've seen Cameroon representing Africa. So what will make Nigeria to be part of it is when we organize this kind of championship that will rate formidable athletes that can compete with other athletes in the world. There is the Nigerian, Volleyball Federation technical advisor here, and always they attend our championship with the pick players that represent the country.
It's a pity that our volleyball team is not going to be part of sport festival, but with the teams that are around, we can see, I will witness a very beautiful play of game of volleyball.
So that's it. We started off with volleyball. Austin Okon Akban is ready, and sure we should be able to. We'll bring him in when we have our ducks in a row, when all is sorted. But let me quickly introduce our partner in the Lagos studio. Shegun Vincent joins us now. Greetings to you, Shegun. Thanks for finding out time to be with us on the show tonight. It's the season of the World Cup.
Yeah, it's good to be back here, and it's good to have you. Wonderful Friday show after the whole Boston and also with Lagos traffic. The World Cup is here, and we are going on and on. We started on Sunday, so we have done this fifth day, if I'm not mistaken. And a lot of action and passion there, intriguing games. More like we have our deal breakers. The Saudi Arabia Argentina game, and then a couple of other games that we thought that would go to a particular side, but it didn't go to a particular side, and then results here and there, and then the hosts. As earlier today, the hosts are out of the competition. One of the earliest
Although
downsides.
some would like you to say mathematically they're still there, but we know they're out.
There's a lot of stress, and some people will argue that they're not particularly a footballing nation. They're not for playing football, but it is what it is for the World Cup, and then there'll probably be more shockers coming up in the World Cup, and let's see how it pans out for.
All right, let's see how it pans out. Shegun has just laid it out for us, everything that has transpired so far at the World Cup. Let's quickly show you what has happened today, and of course what is currently going on. The three Lions of England and the United States. We just heard that they call them the Eagles as well. Interesting. We'll see. All right, so that game currently going on. But let's quickly show to our viewers the results of matches played today. I'm very sure it's going to come up on your screen. We'll be able to go through those results. Wales, of course, were stunned by Iran, ended 2-0 in favor of the Iranians. And you also have Qatar losing to Senegal. That's Africa's first win in the tournament. And the Netherlands and Ecuador, that game actually ended 1-1. That game ended 1-1. And, of course, United States and England, it's currently goalless. So we'll check out that for you for confirmation, because the game is a fluid situation. The game is going on as we speak. So if anything happens, we'll let you know. But for that other game, it's one apiece. All right, Austin is waiting in the wings. But let me just quickly hear your views. Were you particularly surprised that Wales, were stunned by the Iranians?
Was I surprised? This is a tough question. I saw the game Wales played against US, and they seem to have the way they play. They are still having a bit of imbalance in there. People will say, well, that my opinion is a bit skanky, but if you look at how they played against USA, look at how they play against Iran, you wouldn't see Wales defeat Iran 5-0 on paper. Of course, you say that Wales are the higher side, better players and all of that, but sometimes football has a way of doing these things. And this Iranian side, they are known for playing ham football, very stringent at the back, low block, and all of that. And then from the moment Wales had, they were not particularly exciting in the first half. They didn't have too many chances in the first half. Ramsey, Joe Allen, they were not particularly, they were in the game, but they couldn't do stuff. Gareth Bale was, maybe because of how the Iranians set up. And from the moment Wales had that red card, they were down and out. At that point in time, they were already getting tired, the tired legs. And Iran scored 2 goals in like 3 minutes interval. And it is what it is for Wales. They are down and out. They have 1 point. They are in the must-win game against England. Will they beat England? They're going to be without their main keeper, Hennessy, and they're going to use Danny Ward. And for what is what, in the EPL world, Danny Ward is one of the most useless keepers in the EPL. So
that's a bit harsh, though. But I get your point.
Well, yes. So I understand the idea that we always want to give England a fight. I think England will struggle in that game, but I think probably England's going to win, but it's going to be a tough game. Wales had their points to win. If I won the game 1-0 today and be on 4 points and ease off the pressure on them. Now, Iran have a very big chance of qualifying into the next round. If they get to the next round, they'll probably be beaten by a big side, but at least they'll get to the next round and bring their country proud. The big guys are not there, they're hacking the Shaga, all of that. But then, a wonderful result for them, no doubt. This result is one of a kind. The Asian sides are proving us, what's the word now? They're trying to make us understand that they're not minors again in football.
They're not pushovers.
Iran are getting the results. South Korea is getting the results. Japan is getting the results. Even Saudi Arabia, last time they were in World Cup with 2-2, they got beaten by By Germany, 8-0, where because called an hat-trick.
Yeah.
So look at it today that things are different. Football is getting much more, international football is getting much more stringent, no easy goals. I was telling somebody yesterday, no more easy goals, no more easy points. If you're going to get those easy points, you're going to work hard for it. One goal is not a lead or a certain victory, especially what's happening again against Germany, game against Saudi Arabia, and we can understand that one goal is, and this World Cup, one important thing that I think has come my attention is there's no time wasting. No time wasting is going to work because the average time I've been played for extra time for first half and end is usually 4 5 minutes, 9 minutes, so amount as 10 minutes. The Argentina Saudi Arabia, we saw what happened. I mean, they played up to 12 minutes because I think people are going injured in I think 8 9 minutes. So the World Cup have been a bit splendid and interesting and exciting anyway.
Okay. All right. I was hoping we're going to see some more pictures. All right. Austin Konakwan is ready to join in now. Greetings to you, Austin. It's good to take this ride again together. Last one for the week. So let me just allow you dive straight in. Africa has secured the first win at the tournament. We're happy now. We can relax. Although we're still probably hoping that they will increase the tempo and, make us proud.
Spotted greetings to you, Yemi, and of course our viewers from different parts of the world. It's good to be on the show. Yes, the World Cup will keep getting us talking even when it is over. We've seen some goals. Yesterday, Richarlison's goal got us screaming. And then today, we're hopeful that Africa will record their first win at the competition. And Senegal did just that against Qatar, beating the host 3-1. And with that result, Qatar officially becomes the first team that have crashed out or that will fail to make it to the round of 16 at this year's FIFA World Cup. What a story we're having in that Group A already. That's why, we shouldn't relax, because I was hoping between Netherlands and Ecuador, somebody should just win. But with that game ending 1-1, it's now a bit dicey for Senegal, because now it's looking like it's very tough to say the team that will go through in that one. Also in the game going on between the United States of America and England, it's still goalless, and the Americans, they are not smiling, because with the result today that Iran recorded over Wales, they can believe that if they get something out of this, they will put everything they have in their final group game against Iran. So that group is also looking interesting. So, Yemi, we'll talk more about the World Cup as it progresses.
All right, Austin, let's stand by. You talked about that game. I think it's only fair we listen to both managers. Let's do that quickly. Let's listen to the manager of Wales, and of course, the manager of Iran, talking about Robert Page and of course, Carlos Queiroz. Let's listen to both managers. We'll come back for more on Sports Tonight.
It was not easy. I think we played brilliant. We deserved to win this game. But the Welsh team was very, very difficult. The kind of football they play, very directly, very dangerous, with speed players, was necessary full concentration during 90 minutes. But step by step, we start to control the game in all areas, build up opportunities. We should score more early, but that's the game. Score early, middle, or at the end. It is the same value. What is important, it is to keep the team in the right track. Of course, this is just a win, 3 points. We did not finish our job. Everything is open in the group.
Maybe the heat play is going to play a part. Of course it is, but we're not going to make that as an excuse. We weren't in the game at all. Even first half, like I said before the sending off, late on in the game. Even then, we had, you can carry 1 or 2 players if they're off days, but when the majority of the team are not quite at it, then there's only going to be one outcome, unfortunately.
All right, so you listen to Rob Page and of course, Carlos Queiroz. I don't know if people will buy the explanation. These days, it doesn't matter if you're a man down. I mean, we've seen teams win with 10 men, but then again, you have to understand where it's coming from. And immediately after that red card, everything went downhill for them. So we'll see what happens. Some people consider Wales, they say Wales they've been lucky. Even a game against the United States, probably the United States should have won that game. But we'll talk about that. Before we go back to Austin, Shagun, let me just quickly get your thoughts. You've said quite a lot. But do you think Wales are down and out, or you think, like Austin said, that group has been blown wide open with Iran's victory?
It has been blown open, and then with Netherlands picking up a draw earlier today, it has made the group more open, which means that Wales will have to find a way to defeat England for them to qualify. We will be on 4 points, and hope that
England do not win.
I hope that USA do not defeat
England.
Iran, or they play us today. They'll be on 2 points, and then they hope that Iran and US play a draw, so they will be on. If they defeat the last game, they'll be on 4 points, and then US will be on 3 points, Iran will be on 3 points. So they just go on points.
Nah.
But the calculation is a bit somehow.
I mean, you're stuttering. You're trying to explain you're stuttering. I wonder if you're a fan of Wales at this point.
We have been issues before. Nigeria, we will not use calculators.
That's what I wanted to say.
So probably we have to borrow our expertise.
We're used to all of that. Let me go to Austin quickly. I don't know, Austin. Do you think Wales? Do you think they're down and out? It's a difficult job has been made more difficult now with their loss to Iran and their best goalkeeper being red carded, and so a lot of permutations. What kind of permutations? Shegun was trying to do it. It was very difficult for him. So what kind of permutations will make, and of course we still have to factor in the game currently going on, but what kind of permutations will make Wales qualify?
It's difficult. I'm tempted to agree with your line that they are down and out, because today's game against Iran, they lost it when they should have lost it. Wayne Hennessy received that red card in the 88th minute, and then it was still goalless. The least Rob Page should have done with his team was to show good character, hold their own, and finish that game goalless. And with that, they would have had 2 points in the bag. No disrespect to Iran. They showed that they wanted to win that game from the start. Though the Welsh team had more ball possession with 55%, but they didn't do enough to score the goals because they forced the Iranian goalkeeper to make 8 good saves before Wayne Hennessy left the game. And the moment Wayne Hennessy left, Iran popped up the heat. And right now with the United States of America and England still playing goalless, if it ends that way, there's no way pundits will give the last game between England and Wales to the Welsh team. I've said it and I'm saying it again. Even before the competition started, when we're previewing, I said Wales will only relish returning to the World Cup after missing out in 64 years. So I thought they had a chance. Even the game against the United States of America, I thought they blinked, and that was why that one ended 1-1. And then the game against Iran just summed it up. Now they've put themselves in a very difficult place, because even if England beats the United States of America, the United States of America and Iran will go all out to try to get a win, and there's still nothing in it for Wales when they fight out against the Three Lions in the final game. So it's safe to say they are down and out.
All right. It's going to be very difficult for the Welsh team. And, of course, everything is playing into the hands of Iran, especially if the United States lose today. Let's go on a quick break. When we return from that break, we'll talk about the moment that made Africans very happy. The Teranga Lions of Senegal getting a win today and, of course, easing the pressure on African teams. We'll talk about that when we return from this break. All right, welcome back. It's time to talk about Africa's first win at the 2022 FIFA World Cup, and it came courtesy of the Teranga Lions' victory over host Qatar. And some are telling us to stop saying that they have crashed out because they have a mathematical chance. But that mathematics, we all know they are out. But that's just for laughs. So we'll see what happens. Let me just quickly go to Austin. Also, I want to give the floor to you. Okay, I want to give the floor to Austin, but let's see. Austin will join us in a bit. The victory that Senegal had today ensured that at least, probably with a draw, they will be able to secure passage to the next round. It lifted a lot of pressure off their shoulder. So good one there. So let me bring Austin in. I mean, Austin, your thoughts? Your thoughts on that win?
I thought it was a good enough win for the Teranga Lions. I mean, huge sigh of relief to the team after that disappointing loss to Canada and to the Netherlands in their opening game. I mean, it's going to get even more difficult in their final game against Ecuador because of today's results. Ecuador and the Netherlands playing 1-1. But yeah, we're celebrating that victory. Beating the host Qatar 3-1. People will say, oh, because it was Qatar, but that was a very difficult game, and I needed to stay focused and go on to do it. I particularly love the goals. The second goal scored by Famara Adiedu. What a thumping header to, secure the lead for the Senegalese team. And then Bamba finished it off right after Muntari pulled one back for Qatar. So 3-1, good win. Now they need to go back. You have 2 games that Ecuador has played at a competition. Go and watch those games. Find ways to break this Ecuadorian team, because today they really shocked me with the way they contained the Netherlands. So, I mean, it can go anywhere. Netherlands 4 points, Ecuador 4 points, Senegal 3 points, Qatar out. So Group A is very, right now, everyone have their calculators out, because 2 out of those 3 teams will make it to the round of 60. So the only way to be safe is to win your last group game. Senegal must win, Ecuador must win, and the Netherlands have to win also. But only 2 will advance.
All right, also, let me do my mathematics this way, and it's pretty straightforward. Netherlands will qualify. So the big question is, who joins the Netherlands? Netherlands have not impressed me, but they will do enough to beat Qatar. Let me go to Shell. I've just laid out my position. I don't know if you agree, because Senegal has to play Ecuador.
Yeah.
All Ecuador needs is to avoid defeat.
Yeah.
I don't see Qatar beating the Netherlands. So the fans of the Dutch team do not need calculators. Teranga Lions and Ecuador, they need to bring out the calculators. But first, I mean, we must respect the Ecuadorian team. They could have won today.
Yes,
they could have won.
They could have won. But you said something that just said
Impressed me.
It never impressed you. Van Gaal doesn't play exciting football. Van Gaal is not exciting, so he doesn't know how to get the result. Even the Dutch team over the years, he was coaching before he left. They have been decided they don't score too many goals. They're very strange at the back. They
are having their issues, actually.
And all of that, but they're getting the results. But down to, you look at the Ecuadorian side and the Senegalese side. Ecuadorian side are a bit physical, They play a bit of, well, I would say, more physical football, like Africans play, fast-paced football. And Valencia is a thorn in the flesh of any defender. He just has a way of just getting the... And now, the problem Senegal will have is their goal difference. Don't forget that they lost the first game 2-0, and they want to do 3-1. So which means they are on -1 goals difference, while the Ecuadorian side are on +2 because they scored 2 against the Qatari side, and they played 1-1 today. So they are on +2, Senegal are on -1. So a draw will be very okay for Ecuadorian side, and a loss too, because if Senegal has to beat the Ecuadorian side minimum of 3 goals for them to be able to be on the same goals difference, which you now probably use goals scored for them to qualify of them, because it will be that the Senegalese side have scored 3 goals.
But that would make Senegal on 6. That calculation is out of the window, because if Senegal wins, they're now on 6.
That will be on 6. Sorry, they'll be on 6 points, and they'll be on 4 points. But
so,
I do not see. But it's going to be very difficult for the Senegalese side to beat this Ecuadorian side.
Very difficult.
Looking at what we saw today, and looking at what we saw in the first game, it's going to be very difficult. Is there a chance? Of course, they have a chance to win the game, but it is what it is. Probably if the Mendy Mulabadu that happened against the Dutch side, probably it didn't happen, probably will be. But then, we're waiting, we're licking our lips while we're sitting right here, grabbing our popcorn and waiting to see what's going to happen in the last game.
Let me just,
That's what it is.
Let me just add to this here. Let me add to this. Let me make that Group A more difficult for us, because you try to make it easy for the Netherlands, and I'm saying there's still so much to be played. For instance, Muntari is almost a legend of Qatari football for scoring their first goal at the World Cup.
Yes.
They are debutants, and they are the hosts. I tell you, they are looking for history. If the Netherlands should underrate that Qatari side, let's say, for instance, they get into that one, and before you know it, 2-0 at halftime, then you know that the Netherlands are a serious problem. Because people might feel Qatar have nothing to play for again. There's so much pride. Because if they win that game, they give us something to talk about at the World Cup that they are hosting for the first time, competing also for the first time. So there's still so much. I believe when I say there's still so much to be played, and with the way we've seen this Netherlands team, they can't be complacent. If they blink against Qatar, we'll be saying something different. That's why Senegal should just stay focused and say, look, our job is to beat Ecuador, and then we're fine.
All right. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Hopefully, when we get a chance to talk, we'll see what happens. But something in me says it's done and dusted. You know, I don't see Qatar beating Holland, but I'll be very impressed if they do. All right, let's look at what's going to happen tomorrow. Let's look at the fixtures that we will all, you know, get our chance to talk about what we think could happen. I'm very sure it's going to come on the screen shortly. But let me just quickly read from here while I wait for it to come up on the screen. All right, that's it on the screen. Of course, Africa's representative, Tunisia, back on the field tomorrow. They'll be up against Australia. Poland will take on Saudi Arabia. France will take on Denmark. Argentina will take on Mexico. Interesting matches this. But let's start with African brothers, Austin, Tunisia, Australia. Then you can take the other ones. Probably I should go first. Tunisia, Australia. I think the Qatar Eagles have a chance in this one. Before the World Cup, I would have said Poland, Saudi Arabia, Poland. But with what happened against Argentina, I'll keep my mouth shut. Anything could happen in that game. Argentina, Mexico. Also very difficult for me to call because they're on two continents, but they're actually brothers. So they know each other very well. There are a lot of similarities, you know, and so we'll see what happens. That's my call. I'm sitting on the fence majorly anyway, but I think Tunisia has a good chance against Australia. What do you think?
So too, you know, particularly if you take a look at the stats from their first game against the Danish team that ended goalless, I thought they did, you know, some disciplined football, had good share of the possession. They were also fair with the counter-attacks. They had more counter-attacks than the Danish side, but they were not just converting their chances, and that's why they couldn't go on to win. They had 5 shots on target. I mean, if you've got 5 shots on target, you should have done more than enough to at least try to convert one. So against Australia, I just want them to, you know, up the momentum, you know, get a bit better than what you did against Denmark, because Denmark is a lot better than Australia. And if you can play goalless with Denmark, then you should, you know, fancy your chances against Australia. So I hope that the Carthage Eagles will come out tomorrow, understand the assignment, and see ways to, you know, pick their first win at the World Cup. And if they do just that, they will take some pressure off themselves by having 4 points, and then hope for whatever happens in their final group game against the French team. So yes, I'm just hoping that they will get better. I saw that first game and I was like, look, this is a good start for Tunisia, particularly that they didn't show any respect to Denmark and then try to pick up a point from that one. You mentioned Argentina, Mexico. Let's see how the Argentines will pick themselves up from that. To them, embarrassing, unacceptable loss to Saudi Arabia. You know, so a lot of people have been saying things that if they don't give that game the sort of attention that they should give it, that they might just be out of the World Cup. So let's see what Argentina can do. Mexico also will be saying, look, we were lucky not to lose that first match against Poland, so let's fancy our chances. I mean, they can say to themselves, that if Saudi Arabia can beat Argentina, yes, we can.
Sure. Okay, that's true. That's really very true. All right, let me go to you, Shego, quickly. Let's talk about Tunisia, Australia. Are you following the same line of thoughts?
Maybe not. You know, Austin is one of many words. You look at this Tunisia side, you know, very combative. They play the European standard football. And when I saw the fixture against Denmark, I knew that they were going to give Denmark, the Danish side, a very tough time. We all know what happened. I think they played Germany in 2014 2014 World Cup that they had to go through extra time before Germany beat them on, I think, penalty. I think somebody scored a penalty in that game. You know, these Tunisians had a very stubborn side. I feel like they have a big chance against the Australian side. Australian side on the other side, they are not the conventional European side. They are low block, you know, tough on the counter, a bit physical too. I want to see how the Tunisians are going to cope against them because they're going to come. The Australians are going to want to play more open football compared to when they play against the French side. You know what happened on the French side in the first game? The French too in the first half had some struggles in that game before they eventually scored the goals. So I want to see how the Tunisians have. I feel that the Tunisians have a chance of getting the result in that game.
Okay, let's talk about Poland. That's the other game. Poland, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has made sure that when we talk about them, we don't disrespect them
anymore. They've wiped away our tears.
Yeah,
the tears of 2002.
When we talk about them, we're very careful.
Yes.
So Poland, Saudi Arabia was
yeah. This Polish side, I don't seem to understand what's going on. They seem to play like a team that is ranked 100th in the world. With all their talent and all of that, they seem they cannot construe so many things together. They were just missing a penalty against Mexico. I think Ochoa was saying that he has watched the Lewandowski penalty over and over again. As soon as he played it, he didn't play the penalty too well in that game. And the Polish side, I have the sense to blame for not getting the 3 points in that game. I want to see how they'll play against Saudi Arabia side. Saudi Arabia side were very disciplined. They're very expansive now. And then when you see a team like the Saudi Arabia side getting the point against Argentina, what comes to your mind is belief. And this is how Leicester won the league some years back.
Just keep believing.
Just keep that belief. And when you're playing, you've played it, probably supposedly the toughest side in the group. When you play such a side, every other team will be like more like a child's play. So I don't want to tilt towards that side because football, you never can tell what happened. Plug can score an early goal and then, or probably the Saudi Arabia can make a mistake and then voila. But I want to see how the Polish side get back on their feet. If they don't get the result against Saudi Arabia, if Saudi Arabia gets 4 points and they're on 2 points, Saudi Arabia will just do Rokusi bet, like what the people call it.
A local balance.
In the last game, because they will find a way to just want to get into the next round. If they get to the next round, if they get beaten 5-0, it doesn't concern anybody as long as they've made it to the next round and they've made history.
All right.
And that will be another upset again in the World Cup. So let's say I pounds out for the Polish side. I'm not going to give it to the Polish side in this game because Saudi Arabia can score 1 goal and lock the shop and throw the kids at the river. So let's say I pounds out for them.
All right. Okay, Austin is smiling. I wish we had time, but let's just go France-Denmark straight away.
Okay, quickly before we go France-Denmark, let me just throw this one in out there because Segun Vincent is still making the same mistake we all make. We look at the name of the team and look at rankings, and then we do our analysis. At the World Cup, it's a different ball game entirely, particularly this World Cup, this unusual World Cup going on in Qatar where anything can happen, you know. So with what Saudi Arabia did to Argentina, I think we should come here and give them some respect because if you check the way they played that game, now Poland should even be worried. And that's why I'm saying shout out to Tunisia with the way they handled the Danish team. So going against Australia, they should just get better. So that's why I'm not really bothered about it. For the French team, I mean, the way they approach their first game, you can tell that no Pogba, no Benzema, no Conte, no Nkunku, no problem. Because talent all over that French team. And Deschamps, I think he knows how to use that team, how to use those players. Olivier Giroud, he will relish every opportunity he has gotten to play at this World Cup. He has equal Thierry Henry's record. Filing out tomorrow, I mean, it's more records in his mind. I was just saying, whoo, I wish that scorpion kick he did in that first game actually entered because a lot of us would have got us talking.
You didn't say anything about the Danes. I'm quite surprised, though.
I want, you know, because that's what I'm trying to talk about. Football has moved beyond that. If you've got they have a good team, no doubt. Just like Croatia, if you look at these teams, you can tell that they just get better game after game. If they are not good in one game, it kind of affects them. That's why I'm just waiting to see what they can do because against Tunisia, they didn't do those sort of things that I wanted them to do as a team that has talent, packed talents that have been playing together for some time and have the sort of understanding that you'd expect them to get. And then I realized that this is the World Cup. And that's why I'm saying I will only judge you with what I've seen of you at the World Cup. And that's why I've based my analysis on what I saw with what Tunisia did, what I saw the French team do against Australia, And then for the Danes, they need to come out and prove a point. But hey, they're playing France. And if you want to go through the analysis of what the French team, the defending champions, did in their first game against Australia, then you won't give Denmark a chance.
All right, Austin is not giving Denmark a chance. A few people will give anybody a chance against France. Anyway, Sheikh wants to say something quickly.
You look at this Danish side. This same Danish side, they played 0-0 against the French side. I remember they asked their coach about his opinion about the French side. Said they're a normal team, that is not scared of them. And then they played 0-0 in that game. And if this French side, they take the Danish side for granted, they're going to probably play another 0-0. And this Danish side, they're a very, very stubborn side. A very stubborn side.
Hard to beat.
They're hard to beat. And they have a certain man who has, a certain man, the man they call Eriksen. You know, he knows how to do the job. He has a way of just, and of getting the job done. And the French side, of course, talented side, talented. They all have talent. In fact, a second team can be a first team of another country. It doesn't sound like the Brazilian side. Wonderful side. And there's an argument whether Mbappe plays better with Giroud than with Benzema, but that's a story for another day. But this French side is very expansive. Mbappe is almost unstoppable in transition, in the game. He's doing impossible. Olivier Giroud is probably playing his last World Cup. He's breaking records, like Austin said. Fantastic. He's giving up play, his headers and all of that. Rabiot come back into the team. No Benzema, no Nkunku, no Pogba, no Kante, no Lucas Hernandez, because he's going to be out for the probably till next year. So all-round talent, all-round big play. If they underrate this Danish side, he'll be down and out. And don't forget that in this World Cup, no easy points, no easy goal.
All right. Okay, let's listen to the Danish coach, Kasper Himland, speaking ahead of the game against the French. And we'll come back for more on Sports Tonight.
I think it's an opponent who belongs in the very, very top of world football, of course. They're the reigning champions. And the quality and the talent they have in France at the moment is spectacular. I think they have a very strong team. And the way they expressed themselves in the first match was also a bit different than, and the structures were different than the two games we played against them in September and in June. So we are prepared for a great match. I have great respect for France, but we also know how strong we are. And we've just tested them a couple of times. And obviously this is a new tournament, a bigger tournament and another scene. But we know that if we play our very best, we have a chance of getting a good result against France. And that's what we are aiming for. That's what we are focused to do. To be able to do that, we have to take a big step forward in the quality from the first match, obviously, and that's what all the thoughts, all the preparation has been done on the training pitch and off the pitch, and right now we're just ready to go, and we can't wait for a great match again against France tomorrow.
All right, that's it. The Danish coach speaking his mind. Let me go to Austin now. Probably has an update for us because I know you have the difficult task of being with us and also monitoring what's going on with the Three Lions. So what exactly is going on with the Three Lions?
I tell you, the United States of America, they are holding their own. They really want this result. I don't know if they want to win, but definitely they will take a point. 73 minutes already gone. It's still England 0. The United States of America 0. Gareth Southgate is out of options. Marcus Rashford has been introduced into the game, but they're not creating the sort of chances that they should create to win this one. But hey, it's football where anything can happen. We saw what happened today in the game between Iran and Wales. It actually started for Iran from the 89th minute. So 86 minutes played already. Let's see what's going to happen. I don't think the Three Lions want a draw in this one. The United States of America, they will definitely keep 1 point and take it to their final group game against Iran.
All right. Thank you very much, Austin. We need to go on another break. It's going to be the last one. Then we'll come back. We're on the home stretch, and we'll take a look at what's going to happen on Sunday. So let's go for that break. We'll come back to wrap things up on the show. Welcome back. We're at the home stretch. Probably have a few minutes before we leave the studios, but let's just see what we can do. Let's go to Sunday. We're done with the games that we played tomorrow, so let's see what's going to happen on Sunday. And on Sunday, you're going to have interesting matches. Japan will be up against Costa Rica. Belgium will be up against Morocco. Croatia against Canada. Spain, Germany. A few years back, we will be licking our lips, Spain, Germany, but really, these two teams are not what they used to be, so we'll see what happens. Austin, let's go straight into this one. So maybe I should just call this one. There's a new belief in Japan, so I think Japan, Costa Rica, I'll go for Japan. Let's see, Belgium, Morocco. I don't know. I don't know. I'll sit that one out. Yeah. I'll sit it out. Croatia, Canada, I'll go with Croatia. Spain, Germany. Spain, Germany. Spain, I'll go with the Spaniards.
And I'm sure you're doing that because of what you saw in their first game. Yeah. But I think the Germans, wounded, and then having it at the back of their mind that they will be written as complete disappointment if they crash out of this World Cup, the group stage. That was what happened at the 2018 edition in Russia. And now they've got a tough encounter with Spain, who were rampant against Costa Rica in their first game. But I think the Germans can do enough. They can do just enough to win that game tomorrow to keep their hopes alive. Otherwise, if they lose, then they're out of the competition. And it will be back-to-back group stage exits at the World Cup, and I don't think they would want that. So it's going to be tough. Belgium, Morocco is another interesting encounter. I think that the Atlas Lions did enough also to hold their ground in their opening match, so they can take lessons from there to get into the game against Belgium. Meanwhile, Belgium, they were forced to labor against Canada. That was a bit decent. So it's going to be I saw you just gave that one easily, but I've said it over and over again that in football, you're as good as your last game. So let's wait till Sunday, and then football will give us the answers, hear me?
All right, football will give us the answers. Shegun, quickly as you can, one-word response. Germany, Japan, Costa Rica. One-word response.
A good scenario is if Costa Rica wins, Germany wins. Everybody's on 3 points.
Okay. Belgium, Morocco.
I think I'll give it to Belgium.
Croatia, Canada.
Funny, I'll give it to Canada because we saw what happened in the first game. They missed a penalty. And this Croatia side, too, they are not functional. Okay. They have their issues.
All right. I'll leave it at that. Austin, we got to go.
Yeah, and then I was just trying to see if anything has changed in the game between the United States of America and England. It's still goalless. That's the show from me right here in London. I'm Austin Okonakpan. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.
All right, Shegun Vincent, I want to thank you for your time today.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Austin. Always smiling, Austin. Austin.
We got to go. We got to go. All right, thanks for being with us today. Of course, we're back here again next week. That's the show today. We'll see you again next week. Enjoy your weekend. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.